Hello SLAPAFISH community, and welcome back to another World Tanks Console video. So in this video, I'm going to be going over the Super M48. Now, the Super M48 is a Era 2 premium Western Alliance tank. Also, this tank is German, which I thought it was American for the longest in time, but it's German. It's West German. So, yeah, let's talk about this tank. Now, let's talk about the skills and equipment that I would recommend to put on this tank first. So, the equipment I have is the advanced loader, the gun stabilizer, powertrain, and the enhanced target info. The commander skills I recommend to put on this tank is rapid loading, born leader, supply conservation, muffle shot, deadeye, steady aim, sixth sense, off-road driving, and I couldn't think of anything else since I don't run a med kit. I put pain tolerance on. So, yeah. Now let's talk a little about the Super M48. What's its weaknesses? What's its strengths? Now, the strengths of this tank is the turret. The turret is super strong, especially at the front. You really want to use your 9 degrees of gun depression and your 3,326 DPM and just go hold down and rip apart people. But you do have that cupola on top, which is actually pretty weak. It doesn't have space armor. It's just a weak cupola. And it's only 76 millimeters thick, which means anything and everybody will be able to go through that. So that's definitely a weak point. Also, this is me in my Super M48 bullying a T-72AV. A pretty powerful tech tree Era 2 tank. And it can't really pen me. So, the turret is the strong point. The hull armor, especially at the front, it's weak. Like, everything will go through it. That is your weak point. Do not get shot in the hull because it will not bounce. You may get lucky, it may bounce once or twice, but your real armor comes in your turret. Also, by also mentioning that, you do have space armor on the sides. Or, yeah, I'm just going to call it space armor, because I don't know the actual term for the armor. It does have this space armor-ish. The track is covered with it, so it is actually really good at side scraping. Now, some of the best gains I have in this tank are side scraping, because there's a problem about going hold down in Cold War. Sometimes the matches just go too fast to go hold down and actually just stay hold down and play the strengths of this tank. Or, also the maps are not really designed for going hold down in Cold War. It's usually for long range sniping and stuff like this. So usually it's better to just side scrape. If you can't go hold down, the second best option you have, it's side scraping. And both of these replays, I'm going to be showing you some side scraping and a little bit of hold down action, because it's really hard to go hold down. If you can go hold down on this tank, you're pretty much indestructible. And except for the cupola, and right below your gun mantlet, there's a little spot where your turret ring is, which is penetratable, but it is very little, which is fine. But if you're going hold down using 9 degrees of compression, it completely hides that. And the only thing you gotta worry about is the cupola. Now, this tank, since its armor is really strong when it goes hold down, when it gets ambushes, like I'm about to get right here, it just falls apart. And the penetration is actually really, really high at 449 millimeters of standard penetration and 505 on your premium. If you want to load high explosives, it's 250 millimeters of penetration. So you still could do really good amounts of high explosive damage in this tank. Now I get shot down with the mod guys 5. And that's the Hellburn match. Next match, we're going to go to Pearl River. Now this one, I really get to show you the side scraping capabilities of this tank in a little bit of hold down position. Now, I didn't want to go to the right side and climb up the middle. I was thinking about it right there. I was like, nah, let me go this way. let me go side scraping. Let me try to do hold down position. And try to work to my strengths. So I'm like, okay, do I want to go hold down or do I want to side scrape? So I was like, okay, I'm going to side scrape. And I see the WZ-122 pull up. I'm like, okay, I'm going to side scrape around this corner. Hopefully he doesn't hit my cupola. And just pop out by side scraping. And yeah, he won't be able to defend me unless he shoots the cupola. Or that little turret ring spot I told you about earlier. Other than that, they're not going to defend me. Also, this tank is actually really good at absorbing AT-gem hits. As long as it gets shot in the side of the tank, like in the tracks, or in the turret armor, frontal turret armor, it will absorb AT-gem hits. Or you will take very minimum AT-gem hits. So that's really nice. Also, armadillos can't pin the side. So there was one match I was like, okay, there's an armadillo flanking me, like circling me. I was like, okay, let me just back up to a rock, put my back of the tank against the rock, and armadillo could only shoot my sides and fronts, so he just kind of ran away because he couldn't penetrate me. I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, the gun on this tank is really, really nice. It's the Leopard 1A1's gun. Its characteristics versus the Leopard 1A1 gun is a little bit worse. Like, the DPM is 200 DPM worse. Its accuracy is worse. The Leopard 1A1 has 0.32, and the Super M48 has 0.37. The aim time is worse. The Leopard 1A1 has 1.7, and the Super M48 has 2-second aim time. So yeah, it's the Leopard 1A1 gun, so you know it's a good gun with high penetration, pretty decent DPM, pretty good accuracy, as I've been showing off here. Now, I did pretty good at side scraping earlier, and right now I'm just going to be using my 9 degrees of gun depression, and anybody that's going to shoot me is just going to fail to shoot me, fail to penetrate, unless it hits the cupola or that turret ring position. But if they manage to get a shot in the whole armor, it's just going to go straight through. And that's the problem with this thing. Like, if you're not using your max degrees of gun depression, and they can get a hole down, and they can shoot your hole, then your armor's just going to fall apart. But if you can get in that 9 degrees of position, hide your hole, or side scrape, then your armor will just hold up and they can't penetrate you unless they aim for that turret ring position and that cupola. I know I keep mentioning those, but those are two very important weak points you need to know if you're going to play this tank, and how to use the armor very efficient. What else do I want to talk about this tank? Also, this tank, its forward speed is 56.3, its reverse speed is 23.5. Its horsepower per ton is actually 18.89, which ain't terrible. I mean, it's pretty good for a medium tank. But its terrain resistance is terrible at 1, 1.3, and 2.4. That's why I'm running off-road driving and the powertrain to improve the mobility of this tank. Because without them, you're quite decently slow and sluggish. So yeah. Gonna go down here and actually gonna go down both of these positions without taking damage, which is also very nice. Now, these armadillos are going to get taken out. Well, the first one already got taken out, and the second one's just gonna jump off a cliff by accident. So let's talk about this thing. So the Super M48 versus the Magotch 5. Which one do I prefer? The Super M48. Super M48 is just tons better than the Magotch 5. Yes, the Magotch 5 is a free tank right now, but it won't always be a free tank. People later on, when the Magotch 5 is off sale, will have the choice between the Super M48 or the Magotch 5. I definitely prefer the Super M48 over the Magotch 5. Alright, guys, that's the end of this video. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Also, remember SLAPAFISH, because war is not, and peace out. See ya.